They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. This apple, though, will eat the whole doctor. Hello and welcome, my starter leaves from a new region. Gen 9 finally got announced, and it looks great. And it even comes out this very year. What an awesome time to be a Pokémon fan. Of course, we don't know much about the new games yet, but we can speculate. So let's speculate.
First off, where's the region based in? A lot of people think it is based on Spain, and I do think that is pretty solid. It does look Spanish. However, when we go by the starters, we have a cat, which will likely turn into some bigger cat, like a puma or a panther, a crocodile, and a duck. Well, ducks can be everywhere, but the other two? Maybe we are in Brazil? Sure, the main characters are a bit too white for Brazilians, but that goes for Spain as well, so here we are. The next big part are, of course, the starters themselves. I immediately fell in love with Sprigatito, which is awesome, as I prefer the grass-type starters. But like always, all of them will get onto my team. But what will they evolve into based on context clues? Let's look into that. First, Sprigatito. It does scream grass-type, but there's not much else to go on. One idea I would have would be it turning into some kind of panther or puma, like I mentioned, becoming a dark type. But there's something else. Its Japanese name derives from flower. And while flowers are of course associated with the grass type, they could also be associated with fairies, like with Flabebe. So, maybe grass fairy? Now, our resident crocodile, Fuecoco. I don't know if it is intentional, but it kinda looks like an apple. But I doubt it will be fire grass. What I could see, though, would be electric, just going by the yellow patches it has. Or maybe they go for a type combination we never had, like firefighting. Who knows? Lastly, we have Quaxly. Quaxly. However you pronounce it. According to its blue feet, I could see ice. But there's a thing I see even more in it. Its hair reminds me a lot of a beret, which is something Spanish soldiers wear. All in all, the pose and stuff, it looks soldiery. And what would a soldier likely be? Fight. Writing. Fighting. Okay, those are things we saw in the trailer. But we can speculate even more. First off, we saw Meowth, so they probably don't have a regional form for that one, sadly. They started giving it one in every gen, and I hope they keep this going. But maybe the one we saw was a red herring and some trainers Meowth from a different region? I would like to see a psychic variation. Then, every region since Gen 3, or arguably Gen 2 with Pichu, had a Pika clone. It is very likely this one has one as well. But what rodent could it be based on? What I really would love to see would be an electric ice bunny Pika clone. That would not only be an interesting type combo, but also a cute design. Now, on to the legendaries. Evil Team, stuff like that. Looking at the logos and their style of writing, I could see something like modern versus traditional. Scarlet's font is old schooly, while Violet's is pretty futuristic. Maybe we even get two evil teams like Beck and Hoenn again, that fight each other? What would speak for that are these two shields from the trailer, showing an orange and grapes. Now wait, these correspond to Scarlet and Violet, right? But oranges aren't really red. Blood oranges are though. So are we looking at one like that? How could they correspond to traditional and futuristic though, as well as to the legendaries? Well, you see, both fruits are made up of individual fruity parts. The orange has slices and the grapes berries. The orange keeps the slices well together in its skin, like you keep a tradition guarded, while the individual berries of the grapes are outgoing, like when you seek new knowledge to reach a more modern future. I know this is far-fetched a bit, but who knows? And the legendaries might be like that too. The Scarlet one is something in a thick shell that represents safekeeping and old standards. Maybe it goes steel type with the shell being made out of metal and out of it comes a ghostly being? The Violet one, I immediately think about a snake-like creature with a lot of eggs on it. The eggs represent the possibilities of the future. And type-wise, I think dragon because of the snake dragon-like body, and psychic because of the scientific spirit lying in them. How many Pokémon will be in it is also a question I'm asking myself. And while I like having a lot of new Pokémon and hate Carlos for not adding enough, I would go for enough that we get to around 1000. So Gen 10 starter can be number 1001. That would only be a bit more than 90 new ones, but with regional forms on top of that, I think that's enough. 2 wishes I have would be finally have all type combinations, which would be awesome, except one, normal. I think they should remove all normal dual types because it just doesn't make sense. The second one would be some redos of older Pokemon when it comes to types as well, like making Celebi Grass Fairy, because it would make sense, or Gyarados Water Dark. So yeah. And finally, Eevee. With what is going on in the anime, if that counts for anything at all, we likely might get one. Or not. Well, we can't know right now. The types I would like to see would be Flying and Dragon. And yes, give us 2 again, because that was much cooler.
So, tell me in the comments below what you are thinking about my ideas and what your ideas are. I'm looking forward to have a talk with you down there. Also, while you're there, check out the links in the description below that lead to my Instagram and Twitter, where I post stuff, as well as keep you updated whenever I upload a new video. And also to my Twitch, where I live stream every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And if you like this video, release a new generation of the like and subscribe button with a little bell as the 3rd edition. I hope to see you next time as well. Until then, bye-bye.